Had him speak. He came and excited us and said some things that have stirred up a lot of passion in our spirits. So
yeah, when you have certain people that you are leveraging on their wisdom, their insight, you know, you're also leveraging on their mistakes, right? So rather than make the same mistake again, you're just leveraging on learning from them and able to help you. So entrepreneurship and mentorship and its role in Africa is what I'm looking at in this second session. Again, I'm Stephen Akita. I'm the MDC of GTES Global. We're into properties, we're into real estate, e-commerce, agriculture, and so on and so forth, logistics also. This was on my birthday as a way of introduction for you to get to know me better. I'm just going to see if I can play this video, if it will play. So let me see. My slide today wasn't sent as a Google. I always like a Google slide, and but today wasn't sent really.
Hi Stephen, welcome to Skydive Dubai. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling so good. Today is my birthday, and I'm just super excited.
It's your first time?
It's my first time.
It's your first time.
Yeah.
Where are you come from?
Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
right. Do you understand everything from briefing?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Do you want to say something more? Some message for friends, family?
Well, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Is there anything this kid to do? Yes, let's go skydiving.
Okay. Are you ready to jump?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go there. Let's just skydive.
Let's do it. Okay, so that was on my birthday actually this year. None of us saw COVID coming. Okay, we didn't see that COVID was gonna come and just mess the whole year for all of us. Okay, but I believe we're all maximizing COVID. This event is also a function of that. I believe the number of people who have attended this event are more than it would have been if not for COVID-19. We're able to do this online, and it's quite more impactful. Okay, I'm a recipient of several awards, and okay, and I have a new show coming up very soon. I think I played that earlier also. But the way my slide was.
In the 1950s, Rolls-Royce produced a car that was so well engineered, the loudest thing you could hear at 60 miles an hour was the ticking of the clock.
Home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
of the reasons why we started this show was that we realized that investment conversations are quite boring. And so you see people attracted to luxury, but they don't know what goes on before the luxury comes. So we said, you know what, we'll mix the two. We'll show you the luxury, but we'll tell you the truth. One of the reasons why this show was done was also to really help in this area of the topic we're talking about. I feel strongly that mentorship is lacking in Africa. We're not investing so much in helping people become entrepreneurs. What we've done more is in the area of sports, music, but there's a need to invest so much in helping people become entrepreneurs, and we need our entrepreneurs to step up the table and help mentor the next generation. Entrepreneurship is key. It's the process of running a business with its risk, of course, making profit is a key thing. I also feel that entrepreneurship is doing the impossible with the available. A lot of time people tell me the challenges of entrepreneurship, and I always tell people, you can't truly be a new entrepreneur and talk about challenges, because the food of we entrepreneurs are challenges. We eat food for lunch, all right? We eat challenges for lunch. We thrive in the midst of challenges. We're able to make something great happen. The whole concept of entrepreneurship is exchange of value for cash. And without a problem, you will not have a value to trade for cash. So Africa needs to move up and understand that the whole concept of capitalism and being an entrepreneur is for you to take advantage of the challenges and provide a solution, a customized solution, and monetize that solution. That's just what it's about. Entrepreneurship is what people do to take their career, their dreams, into their hands and to lead a direction, okay? And make sure they have a choice. One of the things I tell people, I say, look, entrepreneurship is controlling your own destiny. Is making sure you determine your pay, what you make, how you make it, when you make it. Of course, there is risk. Of course, you may end up not making anything, right? But that's what this is about. It's about that whole risk. It's about taking that action and making that move. Now, who is a mentor? A mentor may share direct with a mentee or protege information about his or her own career path, as well as provide guidance, motivation, emotion, support, and of course, a form of role model is what mentorship is about. So a mentor is able to stand there and provide direction. How many of you, by the way, have a mentor? If you have a mentor, type, I have a mentor. Come on. I want to hear from you guys. If you have a mentor, type, I have a mentor. Okay, let me see how many of you have a mentor here. Sarah has a mentor. Who else has a mentor? I can see that Sarah has one. Who else? Just type, I have a mentor. EMZ has a mentor also. Okay, good. If you don't have a mentor, just type, I don't have a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, type, I don't have a mentor. Okay, good. Now, when last did you have a meeting with your mentor? For those of you who do have a mentor, when last did you have a meeting with your mentor, like a one-on-one, a direct, either a one-on-one coaching or a group coaching with your mentor? When last? Can you give us a day? Last week, yesterday, 1 month ago, 1 year ago, or never? Because if you've never had such, you can type, I never. Okay, so somebody said David had an interaction with his mentor before COVID. EMZ, of course, was 2 weeks ago. Somebody else over the net. Okay, Sarah has been long. Somebody else last 2 months, 1 month. Okay, good. Because one of the biggest challenge I notice in this subject, people confuse role model for mentorship, right? So when someone is a mentor, you bring in 50% of the time, and then the mentor brings in 50% of the time. So it actually involves a program. It involves some interaction. It involves a structure to help guide you in what he or she has done before and helping you to replicate the same. So a role model, on the other hand, is somebody you look at from afar, right? Nelson Mandela could be a role model. If you want to be a leader in Africa, want to go into politics, Nelson Mandela definitely has to be one of your role models, but it's certainly not your mentor. So many times our mentor are even people we don't know. People don't know, rather than they may be people who are not even popular, right? Because they're just people behind the scene, for one reason or the other, have agreed to show you a path to success. So another question I want to ask now is that how many of you then have a business mentor? If you have a business mentor type, I have a business mentor. If you don't have type, I don't have. Now, there are a lot of mistakes people make also here. They are business role models, okay? But a business mentor is somebody who is almost in the same business as you are. And he or she is able to guide you on how to succeed in that same line of business. So I see, for example, somebody wanting to go into agriculture and then pick somebody who is a successful IT person as a business mentor. Something is wrong there. You have to look for somebody who has made it well in the... Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot have an IT mentor even though you are not into ICT, right? That's not what I'm saying here. Because you can also have a financial mentor. You can also have a business role model. That doesn't need to be in the same field. But when you say somebody is my mentor, you can also have a coach, a business coach. Now, your business coach doesn't even need to be your field, right? But it's somebody who is able to help bring out that which is on your inside. I needed to make this more of a workshop because the last time I did a lot of motivation, but I want this to be more practical. I don't know if you are enjoying this. If you're enjoying it, type, I'm enjoying this. Come on, guys, talk to me. So what is often missing? I see people call their pastor their business mentor. Now that's wrong. Your pastor is your mentor, preparing you for heaven, right? Helping you to learn how to make it to heaven. He cannot be your business mentor, except your pastor is doing the same business as you are doing, right? Your pastor may also not likely be your financial mentor. And this is how people have messed up their lives, where they end up blaming their pastors for their financial failures because they actually got the wrong person. Like in Nigeria, there's been a strong move against pastors. People are pissed off. People feel pastors have messed up their life. People are wondering why Nigerians could be poor when we are very rich pastors. But again, where we miss it is that we forget that the role of your pastor isn't to help you make money on this earth. It's to prepare you for heaven. So you might still be poor, even though you have some of the best pastors leading you. And your pastor may be rich if he is able to get a business mentor and a financial mentor who is able to help him or her. Is this making sense to all? If it's making sense, type it makes sense. So a mentor help directly with exploring career, setting goals, developing contacts, identifying resources. Of course, you can have a career mentor, but we're focusing on, a business mentor for the purpose of this class. You could either pay to be mentored or work to get the person to mentor you. Now, I need you to know this. Mentorship is not free. Can everybody type it? Mentorship is not free. Everybody, come on, type it. Mentorship is not free. This is where we miss it in Africa, right? Let me give you an example. Before Donald Trump became the president of the United States of America, his direct real estate mentorship program, I heard, was as much as 100,000 US dollars. Yes, you heard me. Yes, he's a billionaire, but his direct real estate mentorship program was 100,000 US dollars, right? I also have attended a mentorship program in real estate that cost me $27,000 in the US. $27,000. And guys, you won't believe it was even online, with a top billionaire who is into real estate. Mentorship is not free because it simply means the person leaves his or her business, the person leaves whatever he or she is doing, and is giving you unreserved attention, and is guiding you, and is very practical. When you find a true mentor, it's very practical. For example, some of those that I have one-on-one mentorship with, I go to their offices, I go to their businesses, I check their books, right? I literally help them with their business as though it's my own business. I sometimes call my contacts to help them. I do documentaries for them. I do marketing for them. I literally will sometimes do documentary and promote it on my wall to push their business. So it's real business. It's a serious thing when you find a good mentor that is helping you. It's all in, all the way in. So usually it will cost you something. And there are two ways to get a mentor. It's either you pay to get a mentor or you serve to get a mentor. There's a man, how many of you know a man by the name Dr. Mike Murdock? If you know Dr. Mike Murdock, type, I know him, I know him, I know him. Okay, come on, talk to me. If you know Dr. Mike Murdock, type, I know him, I know him, I know him. Guys, I'm waiting. If you know Dr. Mike Murdock, type, I know him, I know him, I know him. Oh, beautiful. Some of you don't know him, but okay, good. Some of you know him. Now, Dr. Mike Murdock is one of the best wisdom experts that you can ever find in the world. He is exceptional in the area of that subject matter of wisdom. What is wisdom? How to deploy wisdom. He is a great man. However, I've heard several times how Dr. Mike Murdock will shut down whatever he's doing, his ministry, his businesses, and go spend 1 year under somebody. 1 whole year to work for somebody else. Most of his mentorship has come from him having to serve people. There's also a man who is also happened to be a pastor also by the name Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland used to be a robots pilot and worked with him and learned a whole lot of what he's doing today from Aura Robots, right? Unfortunately, we don't find much of this in business. Some of those we've seen the likes of it with a man by the name Jim Rohn. I don't know if you know Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is a great motivational speaker who was doing very well at a younger age, but started going through challenges and had to shut down everything he was doing and went to serve under a man for 6 years. And this man changed his life. Jim Rohn died a millionaire, right? And was one of the fathers of motivational speaking. Now, so one of the powerful ways to get a mentor is to go serve, right? You can leave whatever you're doing, look for somebody who is very successful and seek for an opportunity to serve directly under them as a PA, but whatever capacity, it must be directly under them because you want to feed off them. You want to watch how they're doing what they're doing. You want to learn by observation. It's one of the more, I call it apprenticeship, right? So the other way is to pay. Some of them have coaching programs. Unfortunately, most billionaires in Africa do not own coaching programs. We need more of this. No matter how much they're going to charge you. Imagine Dangote, Aliko Dangote, the richest black man, has a coaching program on manufacturing. How many manufacturers really has mentored and raised in the continent of Africa? Imagine Mrs. Alakija, who is the richest black woman, have decided to mentor people in the area of oil and gas. How many people, young entrepreneurs in that area of oil and gas will we have today? Okay, Tony Lumelu is doing a great job mentoring people, doing it virtually, but we need more of that. We need more of that. We need more mentors in Africa who will leave their business and host younger entrepreneurs and begin to show them. Now, I don't care whether they charge or they ask you to come and work for them. It certainly has to cost you something, right? It definitely has to cost you something. Again, if you're enjoying this, can you type, I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying this. Okay, so mentoring entails informal communication, usually face-to-face, during a sustained period of time between a person who is perceived to have greater relevant knowledge, wisdom, or experience. That's the mentor. And a person who is perceived to have less knowledge, which is called a protege. It's important that you pick a good mentor and not a bad one. And one of the principles I teach when it comes to this subject matter of mentorship is that make sure that you have specific mentors for specific roles. Like I told you earlier, many of us in Africa are frustrated with our pastors because we didn't stick to their main core role of mentoring us to get to heaven. And some of us got busy trying to get our pastors to mentor us to make it on earth. That's not their basic function or role. So that you have a great pastor does not mean you shouldn't still go ahead and look out for a business mentor. Now, watch it here. Your mentor is never going to be a perfect person. So you may be a Christian and then your mentor is a Buddhist. I have mentors who don't believe that Jesus exists, okay? And it doesn't matter. I didn't go to them to learn how to go to heaven or how to serve Jesus. I went to them to learn how to make it as a businessman. So we have to learn how to be, focus and have mentors that are customized to the specific area we need help, rather than just have one person fitting all the various roles, right? You may have the best business mentor and then he's the worst marital person, right? Failure when it comes to marriage, but he's very successful in his business. So you need to understand this. So when I pick a mentor, I'm not after his weaknesses. I'm not after what doesn't work in his life. I'm just after that specific reason I decide to pick the person as a mentor. And I focus on that area and I'm very focused on learning and growing under that person. And this is where people miss it. A lot of us pick people as a mentor and then immediately you are looking for the errors. You're looking for their faults. You say, oh, he's not perfect. Well, nobody is perfect. Even you are not perfect, are you? So get a mentor that is good in a specific area and you just focus on that area with that mentor. And then some other areas you look for somebody else. For example, virtually all my business mentors are never my marriage mentors because it's really difficult to be able to have them play those both roles. So I just pick you, you are helping me with business, and I go look for somebody else to help me with making sure my marriage works. Is this making sense again? Guys, if it's making sense, can you type, it's making sense, it's making sense, it's making sense. Like I told you, I wanted today to be a workshop so that it's very practical. And again, if you think this is practical, just type practical, practical, practical. Guys, come on, talk to me. If you think today's session is practical, just type practical. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, Julie says it's practical. Harriet says it's practical. Jackie, okay, good. Peter, everybody says practical. I'm happy to know that. So let's look at types of mentoring relationship, that different types of mentoring relationships. Okay, and I'm going to take a lot of your questions today. We're not going to rush like we did the last time. I believe I'm the last speaker for to end the entire conference. So hopefully we take questions as long as you're not in a hurry to go back home. But you're even at home, so hopefully. First one is a formal or informal mentor, right? So for example, formal could be you work in Apple, okay? Apple as a company, and you decide to look for somebody who is in a more senior position, who's been with Apple for maybe 10, 20 years. And then you go walk up to the person and say, please, I want you to mentor me on how to succeed in my career working here at Apple, right? That's a formal one, okay? Now you can have some informal one also, where the person is still your mentor, but there's nothing formal about it. It's very informal. Oh yeah, let's go to the location of work. There's nothing, sit down, get a paper, get a pen, there's a book, there's a class to attend, there's nothing like that. So informal. You also have one-on-one mentors or peer group mentees, where you then have a mentor bring a group of 10 people, 20 people together, and then it's coaching all of you together, right? You have those kind of relationships. You also have traditional senior and junior mentoring arrangement, okay? Older brother, uncle, mentoring somebody a lot younger, or a more successful person mentoring somebody a lot younger. You also have single or multiple mentorship relationship, where it's a group of 3 people mentoring you together, okay? And they know each other and have decided to come together, and they are helping you in different aspects of this whole relationship. You also have assigned mentor or mentee, where somebody call you and say, you know what, I need you to help me help this person. Help me mentor this person, and help this person make it. I would like if the coordinator can start writing down some of the questions people already type in so that we don't lose some of them. We also have short-term mentoring or sustained. We also have target mentoring and so on and so forth. Okay, so different types. However, there are 2 major entrepreneurial mentorship relationships. Now, the first one is called business mentor. A business mentor is someone who is more experienced than you are in a specific business, okay, and is, guiding you and directing you to succeed in that same business. So, for example, somebody's been to farming business for 40 years and has built a whole lot of success, wealth in that area. The person decides to say, I want to show you the way, right? The second type is called investor, okay? You need to have a business mentor and an investment mentor. An investment mentor, on the other hand, is mentoring you on how to spend your money, how to manage your money well. So a lot of times, and I tell people there are 2 major ways to build wealth. It's either you own a business with a system, or you are an investor, right? So a business mentor takes care of business, while an investment mentor takes care of your investment. So you have $10,000 and you don't know what to do with it. You need an investment mentor. The both of them are not the same. However, there are some people who can play both roles, maybe because of their lifestyle, right? So an investment mentor shows you how to make money work for you, while a business mentor shows you how to build a system, okay, of business that can work with or without you, right? So there are 2 different types of mentors you need in this area. So make sure you get a business mentor and make sure you get an investment mentor. A business mentor helps you to perfect a system, build a system around your business, okay, and automating your business and making sure your business is efficient and profitable, while an investment mentor help you to manage your money, is able to say, no, put your money in these shares, it's going to multiply. Buy this type of property, it's going to work. Buy this kind of instrument. The person understand how to manage, multiply money, how to make money work for you rather than work for money. You need these 2 type of people. So next question I want to ask, if you have these 2 type of mentor, type 2. If you have only one of them, type 1. If you don't have any one of them, just type none. Okay, come on, guys. Let's talk to each other. Okay, if you have 2 of this type of mentor, type 2. If you have just one type 1. If you don't have any, type none. Wow. So how many of you, I can say a lot of none here. How many of you will go get one today? If you go and get one today, type I must get one. I'm getting one. Come on, guys, talk to me. If you will go get one today, type I'm getting one. So you can see where the gap is. I hope my organizers, those who invited me and the organizers of this event can do us a favor of helping to create something around this for participants of this event, right? Among some of the speakers that came. I know I may not be effective for most of you here, but let's help, get, for many of you, I'm just as good as a role model for you. But I hope the organizers can help us get people to help fill this gap. Because this is why we don't succeed in business, right? This is why entrepreneurship is difficult in Africa, because this gap is missing and nobody is talking about it. Nobody is trying to solve it, not government, nobody. Now, there are a couple of great mentors we've seen who have come across, come around in Africa. Jason Woko, founder of Iroko TV, is a Nigerian guy who came in the scene and started concept around the movie industry, how to mentor people and help them succeed in the movie industry, and he's done a fantastic job. We have, of course, Bethlehem Alemu from Ethiopia, founder of Soul Repel, one of the popular and fast-growing African footwear brands in the world. Okay, a shoe has been sold in more than 50 countries across the world, including Canada, US, and Japan. Okay, she's also established a fashion brand from the business. Okay, these are great people that we need to have more of. Of course, one of the organizers of this event, Paul Wafula. Come on, can we celebrate Paul, everybody? I thought everybody would help me celebrate Paul. Okay, who is one of the organizers of this event, will go a long way as a mentor for a whole lot of you here, and directly helping to, I believe he's already doing that, you know, and even this event is part of that, as well as other people. I mean, I'm sorry if he's the one I'm bringing forward because he's the one I know, okay? I know there are a lot of other people who organize this who are, you know, playing that role of mentor. Dr. Okpeba is somebody who has also been a mentor to me in business. He was already a CEO of a mortgage bank at the age of 23, right? When I met him a couple of years ago, I was able to understand the dynamics of running business in Africa. And he was of great, tremendous help for me. Even when I had some issues with government, he helped. He's a lawyer of over 35 years or so. There's Grant Cardone, right? Grant Cardone, for those of you who are going to real estate, this is definitely a role model, right? For me, I have some form of mentorship relationship. I'm a student of his coaching programs and all that. But this is somebody you can start from role model, and hopefully later he becomes your mentor, okay? Remember, sometimes it's the level of proximity that determines that is the difference between a role model and a mentor. Right, it's the proximity. So you can start with somebody as a role model, and then as you get closer, the person becomes mentor, because true mentorship has a program, it's very deep. It's deeper than just I'm watching somebody from afar. But Grant Cardone is a top guy in the real estate sector. You cannot be mentored by Grant Cardone and not succeed in real estate. This guy is a genius, right? And his energy is amazing. We also have Ezra Suruma, right? Ezra is a Ugandan economics banker and academic. He's become Chancellor of Makerere University in January 2016. He formerly served as a senior advisor to the president of Uganda. He's a role model to some of you. How many of you are from Uganda here, and you consider Ezra as a role model? If you do type, he's a role model. Come on. If you're from Uganda and you consider this man as a role model, can you type he's a role model? Okay, so these are examples we're having here. Of course, yours truly, Stephen Akintayo, okay? With all sense of humility, you know, I've authored 35 books. They're all on Amazon. Started my business 2008 with just $10, and I've, you know, 1,000 naira, and I've grown it to a multi-billionaire, multi-million-dollar corporation today. Okay, so how many of you think I fit into that role? If you think I fit in, type fit in. Come on, guys, talk to me. Okay, so this is very important, and this is very key. Role model, roles of entrepreneurs in Africa is poor economic, or particularly mentors. Mentors poor economic growth. I cannot overemphasize that. Improve standards of living. Look at Dangote. Dangote was mentored by Dan Teta, right? Without Dan Teta, we will not have the man who is said to be the richest black man. This is key, okay? It increased social change. It helped in community development. It creates employment opportunity. Because if I can mentor 10 people, those 10 people can mentor another 10 people. Before you know, we're changing the world. We're changing Africa. It builds self-confidence for youths especially. There's something about you having a successful person mentoring you. You are bold, you are confident. You know that if anything goes wrong, somebody has your back. Somebody's going to be there for you. It's powerful. It helps build character, knowing you have someone you don't want to let down. So having a mentor helps build your character. You know there's somebody you don't want to disappoint. It gives people a guide to build their career. It increases interpersonal relationship skill. It provides important networking contacts for mentees. So this is a key one. One of the greatest values of mentor is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and help them navigate a course to their destination. Okay, this is by John C. Maxwell. I don't know if you agree. This is one of the major roles of mentor. Okay, they see ahead what the mentee cannot see. They are able to see it, and they help you navigate a way around it. They help you channel a course. Okay, they help you figure it out even before you get there, and they just open those doors. Let me start by saying one of the best ways to start a mentorship relationship is actually by reading books of mentors. I've written 35 books. They're all on Amazon. One of those books is Business Mentorship. I detail the reason why you need a business mentor, the importance of a business mentor, the role of business mentors in Africa, and how to build great businesses having mentor, and how to manage those relationships. Because of time, I'm not able to emphasize how to manage mentor relationship, because it's very important to know that it's another thing to get a mentor, it's another thing to know how to manage it well. It may sometimes be easy to get a mentor, but it's harder to maintain a mentorship relationship. Number one rule, I'll just give you a few rules of mentorship. Number one, never beg your mentor for money. I've never done it. The person is free to by his or herself support you if you need it, but never have the intention of picking a mentor because you want them to give you money. It just mess up that whole entire relationship, because there's also some degree of respect that you want to get from your mentor, and they respect you better when you are not coming to them for handouts. The whole goal is that you want to replicate their success and not get handout from them. In Africa, we've missed this area. An average person sees a successful African, the first thing he's asking for is give me money, help me, my bills, my children's school fees. We need to begin to focus on learning how to fish rather than begging for fish. We've begged too much for fish. And that's what the white people have done. They've enslaved us, they took our gold, they took our diamond. Imagine what the Western countries do. Imagine how a Western country will come take your cocoa and then send you chocolate. And then you are happy to buy chocolate at a higher price and you sell cocoa to them at peanut. We've been cheated. We've been slapped to our faces, and it's because of this handout concept. Imagine how the Western world, we ask you to save all your money with them. Okay? And end up, at the end of the day, this same Western world will end up telling you, after you save your money with them, they will now give you an aid that is less than 0.000% of the money you saved with them. Okay, I've heard so much terrible things that is going on in Africa, where African leaders go save their money with the European powers. And then you will still come and borrow a fraction of that money at 10% interest. It's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. We need to wake up. We can mentor ourselves, we can build great businesses by ourselves, and we can lead ourselves. But we need to mentor ourselves. We need to respect each other. And it begins by getting a book of a mentor. Okay, so a lot of this book, they're on Amazon and they're on my website, stinakital.com. You can go get them. You can also follow me across social media handle. And they are attached on the screen. Another rule of mentorship that I've shared earlier, never look at the weakness of your mentor. Focus on their strength. Number 3 rule of mentorship, honor your mentor publicly and privately and defend them. I have a few mentors that people always abuse on social media. I come on social media and I defend their interest. Listen, there's just no point you wanting to get from a mentor and you cannot defend that mentor. It doesn't make sense. I've attracted some people, some mentors, just by going to their social media and defending them, right? When I see people, social media is just quite bullish, right? People just say anything. And I'll just go and defend them. And before you know, they reach out to me and say, thank you for defending me. I'm shocked somebody who I don't even know can defend me like that. So you need to know that you need to defend whoever is your mentor. Now, I'm not saying you should defend them foolishly, right? But you have to be there, right? There's times people have criticized my mentors on social media. I give them another perspective they may not have been seeing about those people. But if you say somebody is your mentor, you can't even talk about them. And that's why a lot of time I do a whole article around my mentor and I will tag them on social media. These are some of the ways to attract a mentor, right? Because some of you will probably ask me, how do I attract a mentor? Go to their social media for the next 6 months and be commenting. Anything they do, comment, say something, tag them, right? Write a beautiful piece about them. Say something, be the one to give before asking. That's one of the best ways to attract a mentor. Don't go and say, please mentor me, please mentor me. That's what everybody say to them. But go and do something for them. Okay, help them to edit some of their posts. Help them to write articles. Just do something, right, in the area of your skill. And you will begin to attract great people around your life, okay? I want to say a big thank you for listening. And I want to again thank the organizers of this event for having me. God bless you all. I look forward to seeing great businesses emerge from this conference. I pray for everybody watching that God of heaven is just going to open you up into a new dimension of business explosion and success. That we're going to begin to have millionaires and billionaires from across the countries of, those watching here, that you just start. It will just be like a joke and you will just emerge. But do not forget, you are an African. Be proud of your heritage and don't let anybody take that from you. We're not perfect. We're not there. There's so many challenges we're facing in Africa, but please and please know that the Western world has faced it too. Sometimes we look at our politicians, how they mess us up and embarrass us. But guess what? It's happening in America. American democracy is over 200 years, right? They've made their mistakes too. And you can see recently what's happening in the US, how US is washing our dirty linen outside and the world is saying, listen, nowhere is perfect, nowhere is paradise. We need to start believing in Africa, believe in our businesses, believe in our ideas. The solution is not in the Western world. They don't have the solution. They are not smarter than us. We will make this continent great. We just need to look inwards and provide solutions to our challenges, provide our own businesses, patronize our African businesses, patronize Africa, love Africa, drink Africa, smell Africa, taste Africa, and defend Africa, and preach to Africa, and of course, criticize Africa, right? But by every means, do business in Africa, stand by Africa, and make sure your wealth, your money will stay here in Africa, your assets stay here in Africa. Some of you may be politicians who watch this. Even if you steal African money, use it to start a business in Africa. It's a shame that you steal African money and then you take it to Europe and UK and continue the colonization. It's a shame. I hope we'll make a change. I love you all and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. That was amazing, Stephen. I mean, we are more than humbled to be sitting at your feet and learning. Again, I don't say this lightly, but I know that the things that you're teaching here are worth a few $1,000s. So thank you for donating of that great resource to help us learn. Now, like you said, you are indeed a speaker, and so what we're going to do is try and take as many questions as we can. And I want to encourage everyone who is on the call with us to try and ask as many questions as you can. Don't lose this opportunity. So any questions that you might have that come to your mind, don't be shy. Go ahead, go to the Q&A on your screen. There's a Q&A. Hit that and then ask any questions that you have, and we'll try and go through as many of those as we can with Stephen while we have him. I'll start with some of the questions that have come from the chat, Stephen. The first one is someone who's asking, we've got a lot of Christian businessmen who have been very successful, but don't seem to be willing to mentor us. How do you go about getting someone like that to mentor you, because you see that they've been very successful and yet they seem to be a bit reluctant to become your mentor? Is it something you kidnap their kids and force them to mentor you? How do you go about getting
Good.
someone like that to become a mentor for you?
That's a very, very good question. And I've seen that a lot. So what I realize is that one of the biggest challenge we face, once you become successful in Africa, remember the last time I talked about the crap mentality, is that you then face everybody wants from you. Yesterday, our company honored a particular woman, the oldest actress in Nigeria, with a couple of thousands of dollars, and you will not believe it. My WhatsApp number has been full of requests for money. Everybody has just been sending me requests. Help me, give me money, help me, help me. And I'm just like, we're getting it wrong. We're getting it wrong. So the reason why it looks as if some of these people don't want to mentor is that everybody's on their neck for help me, help me. Now you may be seeing it that you are the only one, but you don't know other people who are reaching out to say, help me, help me, help me. So how do you then make yourself different? Everybody has a problem. Everybody has a problem. I don't care how perfect their life look. And usually what is their problem is usually not what is your own problem. I remember a leading pastor in Nigeria. His name is Pastor E.A. Adeboye. And I remember one day he was preaching in his church and he said, my son died. I had an interpreter. So the interpreter was shocked and kept quiet. And he had to repeat it again. I said, my son died. He had to interpret. He was shocked. And I said, this son was so dear to me. He said, whenever I'm in London, this my son helped me with my laundry, helps me with my transportation, my logistics. He was just there. He said, if you won't believe it, the last time I was in London, I went to see him in his hospital bed because he was sick, to pray for him. On my way going, he had to ask me after prayer, Daddy, who will handle your laundry? Who will handle your food? I had to tell him, my son, just be well. All I need for you is be well. He said, as he left the hospital, he had called his friend to go and arrange Daddy Gio's itinerary. Now, who can believe a man like Pastor E. Adeboye, who is said to be among the 100 most influential people in the world, right, will be needing something as basic as itinerary management, laundry in London, right? So if you look carefully, you will find the need that your mentor or your potential mentor has, and find a way to humbly serve them in that area. Humbly, and I repeat, humbly. I've had people reach out to me on social media claiming they want to help correct my articles, and then they are so rude about it. Mr. Stevie, you are an international personality. There shouldn't be this kind of error, in your write-up. And I'll be like, well, thank you for your grammar. With all my error, I still became international. Now, with all your perfection, how international are you? Right? So get out of my wall, my friend. So you need to not get them upset. You also need to do it in a very humble way, because many of these people could afford to pay somebody to do it. So let them know that it will be a privilege, it will be an honor. I want to help in this area, and that is another way. Another way is also go to their social media handle, particularly if they're active on social media, compliment them again and again, write them. The last one that has worked for me, I have never approached anybody that this doesn't work, right? You could do a gift. I remember one of our friends, he wanted to get to attend the international court, to go to the international court and work there. And he was from a very poor background, didn't have connection, and we gave him this advice. Who is the head of that court? Can you go to Abeokuta, one of the states in Nigeria? There's this unique attire, right? It's called Adire. Then he just guessed a measurement and then designed the Adire in a measurement, used DHL, wrote, you're a wonderful person, and this is just from me, a gift to you. And then put his phone number and his email. Guess who called? Weeks later, the same woman. She said, I don't know you from anywhere. I'm shocked you sent me a gift. And he just said, I appreciate what you do. I've been studying you, Ma. Do you know what the next question was? How can I help you? Say, Ma, I've been trying to, work at the international court and all of that. He said, do me a meal. And that was how he got an access. So gifts are powerful. The Bible says the gift of a man creates room. A lot of people think gifts in that scripture means talent. No, the gift in that scripture means when you give somebody a physical gift, which is part of what corruption is doing in Africa. Because when somebody gives you money, you are not able to say, no, the road you did is bad, right? You are not able to say, that's what it's talking about, room. It creates a room for excesses. It creates room for you to be able to demand and ask, even some things that you don't deserve. So play with gift. And let the gift not be something about money. It could be their portrait. A young lady from Cameroon did a portrait for me, and she couldn't even send it to me in Nigeria, but sent me the picture. I was moved. I was humbled. So things like that are ways you can access people like this. Study them. Study what will wow them, right? Study what will wow them and find a way, to kind of push that across. I promise you, if you can do that, you will attract great mentors. But social media works, particularly when you keep commenting, you're writing about them, you're tagging them. I'm not saying you should be a psychopath, right? But, analyze compliments, right? And follow-ups, And nowadays, it's easy to get people to, in a way, become your role model and mentor you from afar through their books and, of course, through, what they do on social media. I hope that answered the question.
I think it sort of did. Thanks a lot. I heard you at the beginning say something about WhatsApp and asking money. Can you please send me your WhatsApp number in private chat? I need to ask for some money. If you could, kindly do that. Some more questions for you here. This is coming in from someone who is saying, can you please, sorry, go ahead, Steven.
Did you say you didn't hear some part of what I said about WhatsApp?
No, I was just saying, I heard you saying something about WhatsApp and money. I was asking you to send me your WhatsApp number so I can ask you for some money. Got you. I know, right? Right. So next question for you. This is coming in from someone called Isaac. He says he's in the same industry as you, especially in the area of digital marketing and product development, and he wants to grow. What does he do about getting mentorship from someone like you? But I think I'm going to try and read some of the questions for you so you can try and do with as many of them as possible at the same time so we can get as many as possible. And is also asking, what other ways can you maintain the relationship? Because you mentioned that it's important to maintain the relationship once you have it. What are some of the ways to make sure that you can maintain that relationship? And then the last one for now is from Victoria, who is asking, how do you know how to choose mentor, especially if you happen to admire many people? So how do you go about choosing the person who should be the best mentor for you? So you can with those, and then I'll pick some more in a moment.
Thank you very much. Well, you can reach my office if you're into digital marketing and you want to join my mentorship program. I think the number has been posted, so you can just call them. We will run different mentorship programs. It's not free, by the way. But another way to be mentored by me for free is my YouTube channel. I've done over 800 videos there. So I tell people free mentorship ends on YouTube. So, I mean, if somebody takes time to do it, took me over 3 years to produce all those video trainings. So you could go there if you want. Free mentorship is there, over 800 videos. But you want paid mentorship, just call the office. They have some programs that are available for you. +234 81 8000 618. Now to the next question really is, what other ways to be able to kind of maintain relationship with mentors? I feel is to also be in their interest, go after their interests, right? Care for what they care about, know what the projects they are currently doing, and help them in achieving those projects. I have a mentee that I've been able to mentor. This year, I'm mentored. Last year, he did almost $1 million in his business. He's one of those I do one-on-one mentorship with. This year is going for $1.5 million in his business, and I'm mentoring him. So this guy is quite good with issues like creating sales funnel, Facebook adverts. He will leave Port Harcourt, which is another city from Lagos where I live, where my headquarters is, and come and train my staff. He is in a staff group, drawn mentorship for my staff also. Can you see now? So I'm helping him grow his business to a bigger level while he is also, providing some help to my staff to be able to help us grow a bigger brand, right? So, find a way while they are helping. Make sure it's not parasitic. That's how you grow that relationship. Find a way. I know one of my mentors who got another mentor. He's a media guy. So he told the other mentor, anything media you're doing, I'm just going to handle it for you. Don't pay any amount. So it helps him coordinate his press conference, things like that. So just make sure you're not a parasite. You're adding some value in some shape or form. You are providing some things in one shape or form, because that's where we often miss it. You see people then go and say, you're my mentor. I see you as a mentor and all of that, but you're not providing any form of service value. I mean, you're not just being valuable in any shape or form. So the last question, if you can repeat the last question again, was a lady.
The last question was, if you admire many people that could be potential mentors, how do you go about deciding which one of them is probably the best one?
I think many of us go through this mentorship prostitution, I call it, but I always advise that you ask yourself, where am I going right now? Somebody said, if you don't know where you're going, you follow other people to where they're going and discover you've got to nowhere. So focus on where you're going right now. For example, personally, I'm big on real estate right now. So I'm only focused on getting real estate mentors, right? So I'm not going round and round and round. Real estate is priority for me. Now, maybe once I get my real estate to a level that I desire, I can then, and I'm passionate about another type of business, at that point, I can then look for another mentor in that specific area of business to help. So make sure that you focus on where you are right now, where you're going right now, priority journey or destination right now, and then look for a mentor in that, destination, and the person help you out. For example, you can have an investment mentor who is a millionaire, right? And because you are not yet a millionaire, that's the person you're following. But as soon as you become a billionaire, it doesn't mean you cancel your millionaire mentor, but you start looking for a billionaire mentor, because the strategies to become a billionaire is different from that of a millionaire. And I had to do that myself, right? When today, most of those who are my mentors must be a billionaire in dollars, okay? So that I'm able to then learn what I don't know yet. I'm already in millions of dollars. I want to get to the billions of dollars now.
Right. So you talked about how you started your business with very little money and managed to grow it to a multi-million-dollar business that it is right now. We've got someone here who didn't leave their name, but they're asking, look, they've managed to, they have some very few savings, a few $100 or so, which I guess by African standards is not very little money. And they're saying, would it make sense to try and find a mentor to help them start a business that will sort of grow to your level? And how on earth do you go about starting a business from scratch if you have very little money, but not necessarily the ideas in terms of what to do to get a business going? What was it like for you to start with, the $10 to where you are? What were the key drivers, I guess, that helped you go from that point to grow that? Maybe it'll probably help answer this person's question.
I love that question. I really love that question. I thank you, the person who asked that question. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, live your size part time. My first business mentor, if I mention his name, you don't know him. And I think that's where people miss it, right? So you hear somebody's a millionaire or billionaire, and then you say, yes, that's my mentor. doesn't work that way. Go back to your village or your city and look for who is around you, who is a bit higher than you are in what you're doing, and start there, right? Over time, because some of these things also, there's a level of success. I mean, look at the John that I showed in my slide. The John is one of the richest black men in America. Is you know, of course, his net worth is in hundreds of millions of dollars, but he's done over $6 billion in transaction. He's the only black guy on Shark Tank. However, Damien John also started his business very small. But I met Damien John 2018 after following him for many, 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 many years. And when I say many, many years, I've been following Damien John. And you won't believe it, it cost me, of course, thousands and thousands of dollars to go see him. I traveled from Nigeria to Florida. I checked his itinerary. I knew he was going to be in Florida. He was launching his books, and that was how I had to go catch him up there. So, and that's why I said life is in phases, men are in sizes. You want to live your size part time. So you ask yourself, where am I right now? And, you know, who is it at this moment who I'm probably able to access easily as at where I am? Because that's where we often miss it, right? So I'm not yet in a place where I can attract a millionaire mentor, but yet I'm insisting my mentor must be a millionaire. No, it doesn't work that way. So start somewhere. Also, I would say in terms of starting, go online. Like I mentioned earlier, that I'm able to mentor a whole lot of you from my videos and courses for free. You start there. A day will come where you then can afford to physically meet me and then have that conversation around, hey, Mr. Steven. And I've had that experience with many people. They may just started mentoring me, if we use that word, from Shark Tank, right? You watch Shark Tank, you admire the first black guy there. Yeah, say one day, hopefully, I will build relationship to be able to meet this person and be able to have a one-on-one relationship, right? But it took years to get there. So life is in phases, men are in sizes. You live your size part time. Start from where you are. Watch the online video courses. Somebody is talking, I have $200. E-commerce is big business. Freelancing is big business. Affiliate marketing is big business. Like you can start with few dollars, few hundreds of dollars. Of course, you know, even helping people become authors or online publishing is something you can learn and then begin to charge people a token to help them do the same. And over time, you evolve into bigger businesses. Like I said, I didn't start with real estate. Okay, the business I started with was just selling bulk SMS. So you evolve into now bigger things, because that's again where people miss it. You know, and I think the youth of nowadays is one of our biggest problems. We want to start big. Let me give this quote. Only the grave starts from the top. Everything great starts from the bottom. Start small, think big, and grow fast. I'll repeat that again. Only the grave starts from the top. Everything great starts from the bottom. Start small, think big, and grow fast.
Wow, I like that. Only the grave starts from the top. That's definitely a quotable quote for us to pick up on. Here's another one for you. Someone is saying about the mentor-mentee relationship. Does it necessarily have to be a male-male relationship? Can I be mentored by a woman if I'm a man? How does that work? But also tied to that, the issue of age demographic. Can I be mentored by someone who is younger than me? Because normally when you think about a mentor, you usually think about someone who's twice your age or something like that. Is it possible to be mentored by someone who maybe is younger than you?
Absolutely. Fantastic question. Yes, you can have a female mentor, even though you are a male. You can have a male mentor, even though you're female. Remember, it's a professional mentorship relationship. It's business. For the purpose of what we're discussing, is business mentorship. So there's nothing sexual there. Also, in terms of age, I think age is one of the biggest weapon that has brought Africa down. You know, everything is age for us, right? I'm older than him, he's younger than me. I tell people you don't use that to collect money in the bank. So in fact, I advise people, I say, look, if the subject of age, okay, being age conscious can be removed from your life, you are half wealthy. I'm not kidding you. Because when you look at many of those God we used to mentor you, my first mentor actually was younger than I do. And socially, he wasn't at my level, right? And he was even physically challenged. True story. I remember I would go to his house and I say, oh, God, I've come. And if you know the concept of mentorship, what you owe a mentor is honor. So even though you're older than the person, you have to still talk to them with courtesy, with honor. And so I'll go to this guy, you know, oh, my Oga, I've come, or my boss, I'm here. You know, I would say I should wait for him. I could wait for another 30 minutes, 1 hour before he attends to me. But I was very humble with that whole process. I made sure that I kept my esteem, my ego in check. And some of us actually have low self-esteem, and we need to keep it in check when trying to get a mentor, because you are the one who need help. So sometimes you begin, what's wrong with him? I've been trying to call him, he won't pick my call. He doesn't owe you anything. I tell people, nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself everything. Nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself everything. So, you know, no means next opportunity. And that's also another thing you have to learn when trying to get a mentor. You will get many no's, and there's nothing wrong with it. Many people will say no to you. Can everybody help me type? No means next opportunity. Come on, guys, help me type that. No means next opportunity. So that people said no to you is not that bad. It's not that bad. Build that thick skin to be ready to get a no from somebody who wants to mentor you. And don't have low self-esteem enough. Say, well, you are not God. I asked you to mentor me. You want, come on, calm down. He or she owes himself everything and owes you nothing. We need to destroy entitlement mentality in Africa. People don't owe you. They have their own personal life and business to take care of, right? So it's important that you understand that.
No means the next opportunity. Some of us have had a lot of next opportunities, and we keep going, but I know for a fact eventually the actual next opportunity does come. I wonder what yes then becomes. So yeah, we still have some more questions. I'm going to go through those for you. I should mention, Stephen, though, I had a very interesting chat today. So I do a radio show here in Kampala on one of the leading radio stations, and one of my guests today was a young man who started his business just the beginning of last year and has managed to do very well. CEO at 29, he runs a tour company, and it's that I've been interested in doing for a long time. I pioneered domestic tourism in many ways in Uganda, but I think being too lazy to actually go ahead and try and make a business out of it. And listening to his story today just really, one, annoyed me, but tickled to see that a guy who is 11, 12 years younger than me started doing this, had managed to crack it in such a short time. And I've asked to buy him coffee so I can learn from the stuff that he's been able to do in such a short time, because I'm thinking, I let that opportunity go. If he's been able to do that, sure, I can do that as well. And he's gracious allowed to have a few with me, so it's definitely something to go and out and do. Here's some more questions for you. Yeah, let me give some questions, then you can respond quickly. Someone is saying that, imagine that you really need to have a business.
Hello, Ben. I saw a question here I want to quickly attend to. The person is saying that, you know, you notice that mentorship relationship is always initiated by the mentee. And that does it sometimes...
Yeah, exactly. I was going to put that out to you.
Yeah, I feel you shouldn't be shocked that that is actually the case. I mean, you're the one that needs something. And that's part of why I'm saying you have to be humble. Let me say this, and it's powerful. There are 2 P's you cannot afford to have. 2 P's you cannot afford to have: poverty and pride. Okay, you cannot afford to have poverty and pride at the same time. Okay, you can't. So if you are going to be poor, be humble, right? If you are going to be proud, be rich. So you are the one that need the person. So go out there and do whatever it takes to get the person to help you. They don't owe you. That's what I'm saying. And what you often don't understand, it takes a lot. For example, I've not been with my family for almost a week, and I'm here, in a place, in church, because I'm able to sleep over ahead for tomorrow's service. And the few times I thought I'm going to have is part of it that we're spending now. And it's already around 7, almost 7, and by 9, my kids have to go to bed. So it's a whole lot of sacrifice, even being on this show and sharing this. And that's part of what we don't often understand, that these so-called people became successful, or they are successful because of how they manage their time, and they don't have so much of it. If there's anything I don't play with, is my time. I can give you money, but I can't give you my time, because that's the only thing I trade. That's the only thing I can multiply. Everybody has 24 hours. Is how effective, how well I maximize my 24 hours, the time is how well they have become. So learn to value time. You see, we are time wasters in Africa. That's why they use African time. We don't value time. We don't understand that time is key, and time is more important than money. And so if somebody gives you their time, value it, respect it, and or if you are demanding for it, understand that it's a big ask. And if they give it to you, it's a rare privilege. So usually, yeah, you are the one that needs something. But there are occasions where people actually go on their way to, look for certain people who are already doing well and meet them and say, I want to mentor you. I've done that severally. But that's in a case where, you just see a young man doing something unique, and you know that this person will make it if you can just give them a little bit push. Right? I've done that several times, and people do that. Successful people do that. Just that, they don't have so much time to do it for too many people for you to even know.
All right. Talking about time, let's talk a little bit about you. Because you have people who are wondering, look, I mean, you're doing a million things. You probably had maybe 4 or 5 events today already. And somebody's asking, how do you go about balancing all of this stuff? You're running a multi-million-dollar business. You're doing a whole bunch of things. You're mentoring people. You're a husband. You've got to be a father. I mean, how on earth do you manage to actually stay alive and breathe normally with all that madness? How do you do that?
I think people, I have a lot of good people around me. And I think that's also another thing people need to know in Africa. Yes, it takes one man to start a vision, but it takes a nation to execute it, right? So we need to value the role of people in our lives, and finding a way to get people to. I did an article this week talking about the gift of men. It's one of the biggest prayers you should pray. Lord, give me the gift of men. So I'm able to enjoy the gift of men who make what I do very smooth. I just got back from Ibadan, which is another city. A top business guy in Ibadan organized my entire itinerary, got the driver to drive me around, planned my itinerary, all the people I needed to see, making sure I'm able to meet them, at the exact time and get back to the next itinerary. So when you have good people around you who help you to manage your time, for example, there's no way I'm going to attend your event twice without Golden, who happened to be my PA. She came out with a first class, very sound young lady. So I have people around me helping to make it happen. It comes with its cost, of course, but that has helped me. Even this event, by the way, we're also streaming it across my social media handle, meaning minimum 3 of my IT guys are on top of this event, right? To make sure they are able to stream it on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my Facebook. So there's a whole lot of people behind the brand, and they've been of tremendous help. I prayed them into my life, and it's, you know, it comes with its cost, but God has helped me with that. But more importantly is also stepping up your leadership skill, understanding that it takes a whole lot of humility and patience to manage people, right? And it takes a whole lot of, your heart is going to be crushed. I always invest so much in training people, and before you know, once they get good, they leave me. And then I start the process again, and then again, and again. For 12 years, that's what I've been doing. But I just keep doing it, right? It comes with its sacrifices, but part of it is as soon as they get good, they go. And so I've just come to accept that as my cross. So I invest so much with those around me. My rule is that you must be better. You must be good. If there's anything you remember about me, it's not that I'm a nice man, but it's that I changed your life when you were with me. Something changed about you. I'm not interested in being remembered as a nice person. I'm interested in that I happened to you.
I mean, you probably already answered this question in a way, but I guess I should just add it on so you can deal with it too.
Okay.
A lot of people will make a lot of money and then lose in a very short time. You managed to make a decent amount of money for yourself and have managed to keep most of it and actually made it grow. If you were to pick one thing that has helped you grow the business and not necessarily lose a lot of money along the way, what would that be? And then the second question, top of that, is we've had a whole lot of things said this week about how unemployment is just not a good thing to be in if you're going to be able to succeed as an entrepreneur. And yet it's be a very safe zone for some people. So if you've got people who are on this call now and they know that unemployment is not going to take them anywhere, but still too scared to sort of begin to venture out into, you know, doing entrepreneurship, what advice would you give to them? What do they do?
Wow, good question, good question. So let me start with one that I just saw here. How many hours do I sleep a day? Average of 5 hours. I believe if you sleep for 8 hours a day, by the time you are 75, you slept for 25 years of your life. And if you are not trying to rehearse debts, I don't know why you will sleep for 1/3 of your life. It doesn't make sense. So I cut it short to about 5 hours a day. So, which is good. I think it's good enough. I'm not rehearsing debts. When we die, the Bible says we sleep in the Lord, right? So sleeping for 25 years at 75 is too much. Okay, but to your question, I feel that entrepreneurship is being, you know, mistaken for the ultimate secret to success and wealth. I don't think so, right? I don't think that just because you own a business means you're going to be wealthy. There are a lot of poor entrepreneurs today. And so I tell people you have two options. That's why I took time to explain business mentor and investment mentor. If you have a job, go get an investment mentor right now. So the person is able to help you to know how to manage your salary, give you some guide on how to save, and they haven't saved to a level, what to do with what you have saved. So the investment part of making money work for you rather than work for money should be the goal of anybody who has a job, because we all can't start a business. Even if we want to, we all are not wired to succeed in business. And we all cannot pay the price of business success. It takes a whole lot to be a successful entrepreneur. So if you're not wired for it, you get a job and be contented. You know, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and added no sorrow. And it's ultimately contentment that makes for greatness, right? So be contented where you are, but don't be contented with your investment and your asset. So make sure you save more, you invest what you save, and you make sure you are building wealth for your children's children. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children, right? So, and of course, how did I make money and retain money. I actually do not live for money. People do not know I have created a system where I go broke every month, right? A little money comes in, we buy properties, and I'm broke again, and I'm hustling again. Then we buy another property with the new one, then I'm broke again, and I'm running. So what many of us have done is create luxury when we have some little money, right? So you make, let's say, $1 million, you buy yourself all manner of expensive cars, and you build yourself a palatial mansion, and then the hunger dies right there. So you've surrounded yourself with too much luxury that you're not hungry for success. So what I do is I make sure I create what I call artificial, brokenness, right? So I get broke. And I go again, hustle the money, then invest again, then hustle, then invest again, then hustle. So I don't like seeing cash. I don't like seeing loose funds around. I want to invest and invest and invest and invest. And I think that's what Africans need to learn. Prioritize asset rather than liability. So I'm always needing money, right? We have a new project we're about doing, a real estate project. It's going to be very huge, and it's going to be costing me almost $100 million, right? It's the biggest move I've ever made, and so I'm hungry right now. Like, I need money right now. So always find a way, because what many of us do, we make some little money, we get contented, relax, we start moving, shaking our body. How are you? You see, God has helped us. You go to your church and they say, glory to God, hallelujah. When we were growing up, I struggled, but come on. Mark Zuckerberg, I remember the day I saw him in Nigeria and later went to Kenya. As at that time, he was the seventh richest man in the world. He was trekking on the street of Surulere, right? Moving normally, still going, but in Africa, you have some small money. The world cannot hear word again. No. So that's what has helped. I create hunger. I'm a very hungry man.
That's very, very interesting. Which I guess leads to the next question. Yes, so it is okay. You're a hungry man. You're taking a lot of artificial brokenness, but surely you've sweated and worked quite hard to get where you are. Do you spoil yourself at all? How do you spoil yourself? What do you have? Are you a toy kind of person? Do you have any toys that just to indulge yourself once in a while?
I travel a lot, and I think if there's any way I spoil myself is hotels, right? I stay in 5-star hotels, and I travel a lot. So what I did, and it's a wisdom to teach you guys here: monetize your luxury, right? Monetize your luxury. I don't have a private jet yet, but I intend to have one soon. But I'm already learning how to monetize a private jet. I'm learning how to create a private jet club, how to rent out private jets. I'm already learning that. I don't think I'm going to have a private jet until maybe in the next 5 years, except something big happens sooner, right? But that's what I do. And I encourage Africans to learn that there's nothing wrong in spoiling yourself, but find a way to monetize it. So I travel a lot. I love to travel. I love to stay in good hotels. I'm big on good hotels. So what do? I then organize seminars so I can be in London. So, and I'm in one of the best, St. Pancras Renaissance Hotels, one of the best hotels I stay, and I love staying in. Guess what? I will organize one seminar there, charge £1,000, right? That pays the entire bill. And so it's one of the secrets of wealthy people that, a lot of poor people don't know. So you want to compare yourself with them. I think I learned this from one of the Saudi crown prince, right? I learned this from him when I was studying his life. Monetize your luxury. Whatever it is that you love to do, monetize. So I travel a lot. So, but I've monetized it. I put seminars, I put conferences, I sell books and all that. So at the end of the day, what usually happens, I make more money. In fact, I leave those countries richer than when I enter those countries, right? Because I found a way to, for example, I know after lockdown, I'm coming to Uganda, that's for sure, right? But trust me, the biggest crime is if you put me in a bad hotel, right? It must be the best hotel in Uganda, right? I have to stay, right? But
we do have some very good hotels. We'll put you in one. Do you play golf? I'd like to challenge you to a game.
Yeah, I'm not good, but I love to play golf, but I'm not good at all, but I love to. Yeah, so you see, but of course, we got to put a training so that it pays the bills. So that's just how you do it, right? But yeah.
You talked about this $100 million dollar project you're working on. How important is it for people to try and again, we're talking about taking Africa beyond the horizon, right? How do you work on taking yourself an individual beyond the horizon and not being comfortable if you've got a job that pays you, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 a month? How do you become hungry enough and say, I want to be a child and try and go for something big without necessarily being greedy and chasing someone instead? Because very delicate balance, isn't it? How do you balance that between staying hungry and not becoming a servant and slave to money?
Well, I actually feel that your why is the answer to that. You must have a big why, right? People are contented when they shouldn't be. And there are two types of contentment. There's the contentment of I'm grateful to God for what I have right now. And I am. So my expansion in business is never a function of I'm not contented with what God has given me. Rather is for my big why, which is this help me create more jobs, right? The recent Bureau of Statistics results show that right now, Nigeria has over 20-something million employment rates, right? And I know that is just playing joke with the figures. So if we launch $100 million dollar project, there will be job opportunity directly and indirectly for not less than 5,000 to 10,000 people, right, in that project. Also, whatever little profit I'm able to make, I'll be able to send more kids to school, help more widows, do more projects. I'm trying to build some classrooms in some IDP camps in the northern part of Nigeria that is torn by Boko Haram attack. So when you have a big why, right, for why you're expanding and you're trying to grow your business, that whole concept helps you. And it helps you to be fulfilled because you now know I'm not trying to expand for me, right? How much does my family need? I'm a very simple guy. If you see me in Lagos, you probably will not believe I'm the one, right? You trust me, you won't believe it. I live a simple life. You can even catch me on the street alone, right? That's the level of simplicity to my life. So it isn't about trying to get something for your own personal self. How much do you need? How much? I mean, a lot of times I even take my kids to the suburb and go feed orphans in suburb in Nigeria just to teach them to say, look, that the little even your parents have, you don't need to take it for granted because some people, this is where they live. They live on the refuse, right? I'm already inculcating that culture to my children. And that's the only way you can be fulfilled as a rich man. A lot of people are rich and they are not fulfilled. They are sorrowful. They are going through depression. And the reason is because they are obsessed with money. Money is controlling them. Money, they've been possessed by money. And such happen when you don't have a big why. You don't have, so for me now, I'm growing. I have a goal of before I die, I must send 1 million kids to school. I must impact 1 billion people across the globe, right? So when you have such dreams, and trust me, I've not even sent my first 100,000 kids to school. So, and I need money to do all these things because these things run to a whole lot of money. I want to build orphanage homes. I want to build hospitals. I want to build schools where 50% of these kids will be on scholarship and be able to attend for free. So there's so much, and you need money to do that.
Right. I guess the one last question I'm going to ask you before we wrap up, Stephen, is actually tied to that. A lot of people on this call will probably have had this notion of fantasy that the moment I become rich and get $1 million or something like that, my problems have ended, life is perfect, I can go and chill and simply lie on the beach and and drink cocktails for the rest of my life. You've gone to a place where you have more money than you need for yourself. How much of a fallacy is it, that whole notion that when you become rich and get money, life is perfect, you'll never have another worry in your life after that?
I think that's the most ridiculous mindset to have. I remember my first 2 million naira then, years ago, finished in less than 30 days. I had that mindset, like, so I had this vision board and I wrote out a check that I'm going to get 2 million naira, you know, and the dream was if I can just get 2 million naira, my business is just off the roof, I'm just successful. I was shocked how in less than 30 days, 2 million naira went, and I didn't even buy a car from it, okay, many years ago. So, and that was when I then realized that money, the physical paper is not the real money. There's something called the intangible wealth, right? It's not seen, you can't see it, it's not paper. That is the real wealth that you have. You know, my wealth is not money, and that's why I'm never moved by what's in my account or what's not, and I even always want to make sure cash is out, because my money is not physical, it's not that cash, and you need to get it. The cash is not your wealth. It's your wealth is here in your mind. There's no year I don't spend at least $100,000 to upgrade this mind you're seeing here. There's no year. Okay, for the last 4 years, right? Since 2016, there's no year I don't spend at least $100,000 to upgrade this mind. And that's really the wealth here. So it's not the physical cash, it's not so having, you can blow $1 million in one day. If you've seen people who have made money from lottery, right? They've been worse financially than where they were before they won the lottery. Their life has been worse. Some of them, in fact, you can do some research. You see some of them, they're homeless today. Many have said, who won lottery, I'm talking of those who won like 10 million pounds, 20 million pounds kind of lottery. Go Google them. Their life has been worse after they won that money than it was before. Many of them became homeless. Some of them became security men, lost everything. So it's not the real physical, it's not the cash that is your wealth, it's the mind, the intangible wealth. So stop living this fallacy, if I have $1 million, I'm just going to be okay. I mean, by the time you pay salary, you pay some of your bills, and those bills keep increasing by the day. So you know, all this mindset about I have some money I'm made, it's not true. It's not true. And I think that's one of the reasons why poverty continues to spread in Africa. You know, we are not sure whether I want to practice capitalism or socialism, whether I want to be a social society, socialism or capitalism. We're not sure yet. Whether we just want to be dashing people money, whether they merit it or not, or want to promote the culture that people need to work and build businesses and deserve whatever they get. Africa is not sure yet. And I think it's one of the biggest things that is messing us up. Well, I feel personally that there has to be a balance of the two. We need to know those who cannot help themselves. People who are in war situations, orphans, widows. Okay, and we need to know those who can help themselves. You have two hands, you can talk. Even if you are not educated, you don't need to beg. Start somewhere. Many of the billionaires we have today never went to school. So the culture has to begin to change from, if I can just see $1 million, my life is better. I mean, we've seen artists, we've seen athletes, people who play soccer. There was a time, I think an Arsenal player, when famous, was said that he became homeless after he stopped playing for Arsenal. I also went through brutal divorce, and he became homeless, and he's from African origin. I don't know that you heard that story. So all this, and this guy used to own millions and millions of dollars before. So we need to let go all those fantasy. Money is currency, current from the word current. It has to keep moving. You keep moving. You can't tie it down. If you leave it in your bank account, inflation hits it, it will move. That's why you must consistently provide, consistently provide value for you to consistently enjoy cash flow.
Amazing. I mean, look, there's like a million things that I want to engage you on, but I know you've had a very long day, you've been tired. And so I just want to say a big thank you. And I'm going to ask for everyone who is on their call to type a big God bless you for Stephen Akintayo if he's been a blessing to you. Can you please type a big God bless you? It might not seem like a deal to you, but I'm sure he'll appreciate seeing that big God bless you from him. So go ahead, type God bless you for Stephen Akintayo. Let's say a big thank you for taking off your time and wealth and your wisdom. We really appreciate that. Go follow him, look for him on Twitter, look for him on Facebook, look for him on YouTube, and go on edge. The beautiful thing about social media now is that you're able to go and connect. And it might be 2 weeks, it might be a month from now, but he'll probably go and see that comment and see that you were a blessing. And then he'll remember that he had an impact on someone's life. Let's help him to that goal of impacting 1 billion people. And I'm sure by letting him know that you've impacted, it will help him use that number day by day until it actually gets to 1 billion. Right. We just have a few minutes to wrap up. And what I'm going to do now is hand over to Emma Osanga, who is going to come and tell us what we need to do going forward. Because, I mean, we've had a lot of things this week, but I think what's most important is what we do with them, and that becomes really important. So I'm going to ask Emma to come and help us wrap up now by telling us what do we do now, where do we go as we begin to wrap up Inspire 2020 for this year. Emma, over to you.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for those wonderful session. We could have had you for the whole night tonight. So we just want to thank you for that and appreciate you very, very much. Again, I think we've had a very, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Emma.
Yes. Yeah.
Just continue.
All right. Can you see my screen?
No, you stopped sharing.
No.
Okay, I'll just share again. Apologies for that. All right, so what I want us to discuss is just very, very quickly. I want us to discuss the way forward, what do we do? Having gone through this wonderful week, you all agree with me that for sure we've just been scratching the surface, and that's why we wanted to keep Stephen as long as we could, despite the fact that we've had a long day. So we wanted to just bring to your attention what is next. You've had this, most of the speakers had just 1 hour to talk to you. What are you going to do to be able to engage more in these topics? And that's really what I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to re-emphasize that Inspire is transformed. Inspire will not be the same again. I want to confirm to you that we've gone regional. For the Uganda team, you have lost the home and away. Inspire is now regional as we speak. So be sure Inspire is now continental. It's no longer a Ugandan thing. Secondly, I wanted to also emphasize that we would go digital. For you to be able to reach as many as possible, you need to definitely go digital. There's no way you can reach 1 billion people or 1 million people without going digital. So we'll be pushing a lot of digital platforms in delivering what we deliver. And then thirdly, Inspire is a platform. We're thinking platform, we're thinking big. We're going to create this platform, digital platform, that will allow us to connect all the good work that is happening across the continent and to be able to connect you to that piece of work. So those are 3 things that I would want to just highlight to you, that those are changes that you'll see coming from an Inspire perspective. Be expectant, look out, you definitely see those changes coming. Number 2, I just wanted to say that we want you to partner with us, and we've designed a partnership form for you to partner with us in any way that you can. And those forms are available on our website. That's the link. Do register. We've talked about the need for mentors. If you want to be a mentor to people out there, please do register with us. We want to connect you with people who are looking for mentors. You saw Stephen asking us to really take a try and fix that gap. So if you want to participate with us, whether you want to mentor, train, be a publisher or speaker or a facilitator, please do let us know. Go to our website at inspiresynergy.org/partners, and you'll be able to enroll for us to be able to work together with you. This work, and I remember what Stephen was saying, that you can have a vision, one man can have a vision, but you need a nation to execute it. So we need you as partners. We really ask that you join us in this journey to transform and take Africa to the new horizon. I also wanted to just emphasize that Inspire has become an ecosystem. You can see we have quite a number of partners, people who are working with us, and we'll continue to grow this list of ecosystem. Our vision is to try to create a platform that will enable us to connect these ecosystems. And one of the questions that we've been asking is, what are we going to do to get deep into some of the materials that were covered this week? I can tell you that some of our partners have already offered to help you be able to enrich yourself in detail with what has been discussed. And we'll be making these available to you. So it's very important for you to register as a partner or enroll as a member, so that we'll be able to connect you with these opportunities from all these different stakeholders that we work with. So Inspire is not just a single organization, it's an ecosystem. Our view is that we don't need to create a new, we can connect with what is already existing and be able to connect you, whether it's the women issues, whether it's the disrupt yourself or be disrupted. We will be able to connect you with these opportunities. So just do partner with us if you want to be part of this engagement. There are some that are already starting soon. So the faster you register, and we'll share this pack with you, the quicker we'll be able to get you into some of these programs to enrich yourself with more knowledge from the speakers that we've had this week. And then lastly, I just wanted to tell you that there are some of most of the guys we've had speak have authored books. So we recommend that you pick these books and many more books that are available for you to go deeper in the subject. We've had fantastic lessons with subjects this week. So we really just encourage you to take these books and be able to go deeper in these different subjects. For purposes of those who want to get on straight away, we'll be partnering with Patrick, who talked about the biblical economics, and they will be running some series of webinars. We'll be able to connect you if you express your interest as one of those who want to be engaged in this. So there will be a number of these. The most important thing is for you to register with us, to become partner with us, and to express interest in these subject areas. In terms of way forward, I think that's our detailed way forward on how we can help you. This is not something that we're going to just shove and go away. We have a very clear plan on how we take this forward, and we encourage you to be part of taking this forward. So that's really, in terms of way forward, what I wanted to discuss and bring to your attention, so that you know exactly what to do. We do have you enrolled into our database, so we'll be engaging with you. But do go to inspiresynergy.org/partners to enroll, even as we speak. On that note, I just want to start to really thank you for those who have been part of Inspire. I hope you've been inspired and you are ready to take Africa to the new horizon. We just want to thank our speakers from Monday to today, we've had fantastic speakers, and we want to really bless them. If you want to acknowledge and thank them, just give them a big God bless you on our chat room there. Just let's bless them and thank them for what they've been able to do this week. I also just want to thank all the organizing team, the technical team. You've been amazing. Paul leading us. Thank you, Paul, for the vision and continuing to push this. We know that most of you have sacrificed a lot of your time to make this happen. And we just want to say thank you so, so much for the good work. I'm sure you've impacted many lives. And we just want to say, God bless you so much. Really, that's all I would want to say. I would now ask maybe Paul to come and just maybe close for us in a prayer blessing. Paul, if you can.
Guys, shut up. Guys, hi, thanks, Emma. Sorry, just put my camera on. Sorry, I need to turn this off. Good evening. Thank you, Emma. And I would also like to express my appreciation to everyone that has been part of this conference this week. This has been a first of first. It was our first online conference. It's been our first free conference. It's been our first full week conference. It's been our first Africa or regional conference. So in many ways, this has been the beginning of many things. And I consider it a beginning of beginnings. And I want to thank you all for joining us. I would like to appreciate the participants for coming. It's one thing to have been able to arrange all this and another for people to not to have come. So we want to appreciate every one of you for making the time to come and being part of this week with us. I would also like to appreciate our speakers, all of them, right from George, Nikki, and right down to Stephen, who's finished with us today, for giving themselves out to us. And we're grateful, and we'll continue to pray that God will bless and prosper them. I would also like to appreciate the team that have supported me with all that you've seen, those you may not have been able to see. Let me request all those that are on the screen, if you can just turn on your cameras so that people, I don't know whether you'll all be seen, but if you can just show your faces for a moment and they can say, just see what you look like. The people that have been working behind the scenes, as many of them as can. And I'll just ask you to give them a big God bless you, or some thanks to them. I'd like us to pray now. Father, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for Inspire 2020. Lord, we thank you for this vision. We thank you for starting us off well. And thank you that we've even finished better than we started. Lord, we thank you for the vision of Africa beyond the horizon. Lord, we know it's you that started this vision. And Lord, we know that you're the one who's going to bring it to completion. Lord, we thank you for all the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding that has come through this week. There's so much information that we've received. And Lord, we want to be faithful custodians. Lord, we don't want to just be hearers, but we also want to be doers. Father, I pray that every one of us will go and do at least one thing about whatever we've learned. Lord, I pray a blessing upon our speakers. Lord, I pray that you replenish that which they have given. Lord, I pray that you'll renew their strength. Lord, I pray that you'll bless them back for the sacrifice that they've given us. We pray even for the team that has sacrificed to work behind the scenes to the success of this conference. Thank you, Lord, even for our participants. Thank you for everyone that made time to join us. Lord, I pray a blessing upon them. Lord, we thank you for Africa. Lord, there's no doubt that this is our time. And Lord, we're not going to miss our chance. Lord, I want to commit every one of us and everything that we've discussed this week, that Lord, you'll bring to pass all those dreams and the visions that we've shared. Lord, we thank you. And I pray that, Lord, you'll dismiss us with your blessings. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen. Thank you, and God bless you. We look forward to hearing back from you. Please share with us any feedback that you have on how we can make this conference better. Just for your information, Inspire 2020 shall be happening the 3rd week of July. I think the week of 18th to somewhere around there, the midweek of July 2021. And like Emmanuel has said, it's regional. So we will probably meet in the same mode. Those who want to gather, in case COVID has allowed us to stop social distancing, can meet in their groups and watch, but we will maintain this format. May God bless you, and thank you once again. Good night.